warm welcome to all our viewers. I'm your host Pallavi Kulkarni and I'm thrilled to have you join us for today's thought-provoking panel discussion on an interesting topic, the importance of outdoor play and physical development in children. We have assembled a distinguished group of early education experts who will share their valuable insights and practical strategies for fostering children's growth through outdoor play. Let me introduce our esteemed speakers who will guide us through this enlightening conversation. So first on the panel we have Dr. Ami Desai, an accomplished author and founder of Footprint Preschool and Daycare. She has 25 years of experience fostering children's academic and social growth through creative lessons, innovative STEM and therapy programs. She also leads Bloom Grooming and Finishing School, Tyra Learning Pyramid and Kukubara Learning Pyramid Private Limited. She is empowering both students and educators. Next on the panel we have Ms. Archana Narendra, an early childhood educator with 13 years of experience. She is the director and center head of People Tree Preschool in JP Nagar. Being a play ambassador, she integrates play-based learning to support children's academic, social, emotional growth and consistently refines her knowledge in the field of education. Last on the panel, we have Ms. Divya Madhukar, an early childhood educator, Montessori coach, handwriting analyst and grapho-analytical therapist who has over 15 years of experience. As Director of Train Brain Education Private Limited and Center Director at the International Montessori Teacher Training Institute in Bengaluru, she has trained over 15,000 teachers, students and parents, focusing on promoting intellectual growth, independence and critical thinking. And now we are honored to have all three of you on this panel today.
Thank you very much.
With that, my first question is to Ms. Divya Madhukar. So, ma'am, we all know that outdoor playing is very important for a child when they are in the early stage of their growth. So, can you share why that is very much important? What are the scientific reasons behind children's outdoor play? Why it is so crucial, especially in preschool or in the premature level?
Pallavi, a very warm welcome and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be there today on this particular discussion. Outdoor play is very, very essential for children. When you ask me this particular question, I don't see it as a play, but I see it as an essentiality, right? So it's one of the most crucial tool or a part of a child's overall well-being is what I could actually see. Now, in case if I give you a situation, like can you imagine your childhood where you are not given an exposure to run barefoot on the grass? If you have not experienced that, or if you have not given an opportunity to climb a tree, or if you have not given even an opportunity to play in sand or mud or clay, I don't think so that the child has learnt everything sensorially. These are something that the child would be able to get it only if they're getting the exposure to be outside. They go outside, they meet people, they explore the nature, and this is something which gets integrated into an outdoor lesson. And schools beyond academics, in case if you have these kinds of learning opportunities, which gets integrated into your lesson and modeling, we are like blessed to have it. And how many of the parents can actually have the opportunity to give that? Because of our urban living planning, we don't have great parks, we don't have great neighborhoods wherein you are very much sure about letting your children go outside and play. And can both the moms and dads support your children? Yes. And statistically, according to the WHO reports, we definitely need at least 60 minutes of an outdoor play. True, right?
Yes.
And at this particular time, both the parents being working, can they deliver that wholesomeness of playing under the sun?
True.
It's not possible.
Yes.
So in case if that can be integrated into the school curriculum, that's going to be adding a lot of overall development for the children. And that's what we actually see, how important and essential it is for the outdoor play to be there. That's my view, it has to be a part of the holistic development of the child.
Yeah, it shouldn't be considered as something different that you're doing for a child, but it should be inculcated, or it should be a by default activity that needs to be built in a child. Yes, that's a great answer, ma'am. So my next question is to Ms. Archana Narendra. So with rising concerns about sedentary lifestyle and screen time, so how important it is to have outdoor play in combating health issues like obesity and poor fitness among children?
I feel it is first. I want to thank you for having me here and giving me this opportunity. I feel that outdoor play is very much important in any age, like it may be early years or the kids who are in primary level also. See, nowadays kids are more hooked to screen.
Yes.
Okay, and they are not getting enough body movement, and obesity is because of they are not getting body movement. Okay, so I suggest parents to have more body movements for the kids. See, sometimes it is not possible for the working parents to go every day to the park, okay, and take the child every day to the basement and allow them to play and all. But still, you can have the good body movement in the indoors, or giving the space where they can play and grow. The more the movement, the energy stored is getting utilized, and they are not getting obesity. So I suggest the more the movement in the body, it will definitely help them. Okay, and also the health issues are nowadays becoming more because of the obesity. The child is not getting no proper attention span is not there. Okay,
Yes.
they are not able to move around easily. Childhood is all about exploring,
Yes.
and because of the obesity, they are not able to explore anything because they cannot sit, they cannot do anything. So I suggest that the movement is body movement is what is the child is lagging, and they are getting lot of health issues. Health issues not only physical, they are getting even mental stress.
True, that's
Mental stress also they are getting, and also emotional health is also very much important. Okay, so I feel this changing environment or changing lifestyle is making the child very much hooked to the screen or sitting in one place, is making them more sick. So as the educators or as the parents, we should educate others how we can help the child to grow naturally. Okay, giving the environment where they can thrive themselves or they can grow naturally. And that is possible, even not taking outdoor every day, that is possible to give them lot of activities indoors which will have the skills that the child develop outdoors.
That's a great answer. Talking about health, and since we're talking about fitness, we see a lot of juvenile diabetes now. It's
Yes.
very much it's in trend actually. The health of the child, they start gaining weight that leads to obesity and then the diabetic. When a child is around 12, 13 years is getting victim of cardiac arrest. We have seen a lot of recent news where 12 years to 15 years children, they are early teens, and during that adolescent stage, they are becoming very much victim of all these diseases. So in that case, I think whatever you said make really a good sense, because outdoor activities, without those activities, I think children
I
will
know
have.
that, Pallavi, like you mentioned about the juvenile diabetes, right? I actually know this one of my student. He's a preschooler, like 4.5, 5-year-old child. He used to enter into the classroom, and I've always observed the child being very lethargic.
Yes.
He used to have his meal, and then he used to lie down on the floor. No matter it is like, the academic lessons or even PE sessions, the dance or the theatre, anything that the child was never interested. That is when we actually like asked him to go for a routine test, and the child was notified that he had diabetes.
That's very much common these days, and I have read it somewhere that around five children out of 50 are getting victim of diabetes, thyroid, and other syndromes at a very early stage. It's all because of food and the physical activities and the environment that a child is growing in. And speaking about environment, my next question is to Dr. Ami Desai. So, how do well-designed play environments or playgrounds impact a child's willingness to engage in physical activity, and what makes an outdoor space genuinely beneficial?
See,
First is sensorial, right? You're walking on the sand, you're walking on dry leaves, and you have water play, you have different textures to touch and feel.
Yes.
That itself is attracting them to go and explore. And secondly, when we are talking about obesity or the need, what is the physical need? The basic need of a human being is to be mentally and physically healthy. To do anything, to develop confidence, focus, you should be having an adrenal rush to actually like doing what you want to do. For that, you need to enjoy your activities. So outdoor play plays an important role, and there is bilateral movement which will help them to develop their logical mind as well as the creative mind. So it's not just about developing muscles or not about just spending your calories. It's much more. The research talks about that how it will help them to write better, think better, and execute what is being planned. See, many children are good at planning or discussing that yes, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when it comes to doing it, they lack confidence. They lack that initiative. So when they have been in the group playing a game or doing something physical, they know that it's okay to lose sometimes, and you have to try to win. But that doesn't mean that life is just about winning. So outdoor play, equipments and the environment all together works on their mental health as well. So it's very important to set up an environment which is safe.
Yes.
Which has minimal injuries. I wouldn't say that no injuries.
Yes.
Though in our preschools we do have these soft flooring, indoor stadium floorings, padded environment for them to work. But if they are children below 2.5, yes, we need that.
Yes.
Beyond 2.5, children need to be exposed to an environment where they can fall and then they get up. That develops resilience. That in life you're going to fall. It's not just about, everything is rosy all day.
Yes. I guess it's the topic itself. I feel like an irony to sit and discuss on the topic right now because we have reached to such lifestyle. When talking back to earlier generations, it was just another routine of the day for up until a child reaches board exams, a student or a child was forcefully kept in the room to study, or else the student used to be just on the playgrounds playing and having that physical health very much apt. So now the generations are changing, the lifestyles are changing, and now we are discussing about it and we are creating awareness on the physical activities, which is very important to children.
Yes. It's just like going back to our ancient days when Gurukul system was there.
Yes.
It was that you go to the lake, you
Yes.
carry your water bag, you're doing yoga,
Yes.
Surya Namaskar in the morning, then Chandra Namaskar in the evening.
Yes.
So it was already there in the system. We forgot
Yes.
in this whole new technology world.
Yes.
We are diluting what we had. So
Yes.
treasuring what we had and moving forward is now again coming back. People
Yes.
want to stop screen time. People want to have small little gyms.
Yes.
So in a way it's good. Whichever way children are exposed to doing it, we should encourage.
Yeah, that's a great discourse. So with that, my next question is again to Ms. Divya. What outdoor activities benefit different age groups from toddlers to adolescents, and how can we ensure that they're age appropriate?
Okay, see, as you said, any outdoor is very must. Not only for toddlers, I see to any human being, an outdoor game and a sport needs to be there. That's required. And in case if you're beginning with toddlers, as Ami actually said, it needs to be, if it's indoors, it's basically you can actually, have a very safe zone and other things. If it's outdoor, is it possible for us to always keep the environment very safe? That's the first important thing. So finding out a play zone or a play area or any of the nature walks the children are having, is it really safe for our children? Is there an adult who's actually accompanying the child to be there around? It could be right from giving them certain tools, collecting the leaves or pebbles or twigs or anything. Just observe them. You can also send your child with a magnifying glass. Give them a basket, let them pick anything. Even if they have a small garden in the backyard, let the child go and explore the leaf. Let them touch the textures of leaves and other things, as she actually said. Are we giving that opportunities? As she said, we had it all. We had to just treasure it again and then we have to root it back. And we are now streamlining our curriculum in such a way that these are the most essential ones. Children are forgetting, we are only getting into books and other things. Sometimes the life lessons have actually been lost. So maybe you can begin for your toddlers anything related to sensory bins or exploring them to the different kinds of textures, and slowly from there you can put into your preschoolers, like maybe once the child is around 3.5 years, maybe the balancing bikes instead of a tricycle. You can start with balancing bikes. Let them learn about balance and coordination. Let them move around. As she said, falling is a part of the life.
Yes.
Let them fall. Let them get up and let them actually move. From there, you can get into different kinds of exercises. As the children grow a little older, I think it's very important that we group them also into the smaller groups. The teamwork, the way that they collaborate. They have to get that problem-solving ability. Let them get into that. So we can put them into team activities, like asking them to play for a team. It could be football or soccer or cricket or anything. Let them get into that. But only thing is not all sports everybody likes it. But only thing is we should not be forcing anything on any individual.
Yes.
Just see, and as parents and educators, we need to be able to figure out, yes, this is the skill that the child needs it. And if you're able to encourage and give them a little push on that, the child will be able to pick it up.
That's the wonderful answer that I have got.
I want to add something.
Yes.
See, the exposure is needed, right?
Yes.
So to pick up any sport after 6, what we need, an understanding of balance, understanding of the
Yes.
space around us, the agility in the body, the team spirit. So we can do that with early years by giving them tug of war. So when we say tug of war, haisha is the real key. So when the child gets that, it's when the mind is working on that I can't pull it just by myself. Pulling individually at different times is not going to work. But when everyone in my team is say haisha and all pull together is when we win.
Yes.
And same thing when we say a parachute game.
Yeah.
With parachute there's so many things which can be learned. When balancing the ball, if there are two teams, semicircle divided, or if we have cones, and if we have hurdles, or we have simple bricks kept, and they're balancing on it. So activities are ample. Even at home, you can use a bed sheet.
Correct.
Yes.
It's not about just buying something only then. A simple ball, a boxing kit will help the child to have that movement and understanding of how hard you can hit.
Yes.
And then when the child is playing with the team, with all the children around, at 6 the child is ready. You give them a ball and a bat at 6. Before that, if they've been moving the parachute, movement is developed.
Yes. And add on to that, as she said, the exposure at the early ages is very much important. Now you give any gadget to a 4-year, they know how to manage.
Yes.
They can actually, surf and get into the right app,
Yes.
and they know how to do that.
Yes.
But if we ask them to climb the ladder,
It's different.
it's so difficult for them. The only
Yes.
reason is it's not that the child is not able to do that. The child was never given that exposure to do
Yes.
that, and that confidence they don't have.
Yes.
That agility they don't have, and if they don't have that coordination, it's very difficult for them to actually work.
It's basically like motor skills and cognitive skills
Yes.
work hand in
Hand in
hand.
hand.
Yeah,
very much.
simultaneously you need to train a child in such a way that their motor skills and cognitive skills are developing equally, and it's at a balanced way.
That puts me under another note,
Yes.
the researchers, whatever the Harvard actually gives it, it's activities, as she said, it's ample.
Yes.
But it becomes very creative, and the cognitive abilities will start to build if it's an unstructured play. Don't tell them what the play is all about. Give them
Yes.
random objects. Let the child do that. Now say suppose in case if I have a puddle in front of my school, and if your parent is okay for your child to jump around in the puddle, like most of the parents are not.
Yes.
There would be set of parents who would be okay. Letting their children play in the puddles and all of that, it's okay. Give them ample amount of sticks. Let them try to create a bridge over that. Let's see. That needs a lot of balance. That needs a structured plan for that. Nothing was prepared. It was a rainy day and the children actually got into it. So always the researchers have proven that if you have an unstructured play, that's when the most cognitive abilities of your children would be gathered.
Yes.
That's what the researchers do say also. So as teachers, we should also be prepared.
Yes.
Don't go by your curriculum.
Yes.
Never go by the
The
curriculum.
curriculum is
yes.
on
Three
creating a learning environment
Yeah.
where it's not structured for children, but you know what you've
But you
created.
need to do that.
Yeah, a child needs to be led to express and experience all sort of things that's already present in the nature. So basically, a child needs a space to express and experience everything that is present in the nature, all the climatical conditions, all sort of games, everything. So yeah, with that, we'll take a short break and we'll come back with more engaging conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the schedule?
So, ma'am, there are 70-80 candidates who has come for the interview.
70 to 80.
Right.
Okay, send them inside.
All right, ma'am.
Renuka, send the first candidate. Please come. Hello, ma'am. Hi, please come sit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Renuka, send the next candidate.
Wait, again.
Yes, please come in.
But is a process we can say.
Yeah, sure, please sit. Renuka,
Yes, ma'am.
come here.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, why do you look so tensed?
None of them fitting well for the job. What should I do?
Right. Is that it?
That's a lot.
Why don't you try EdHR?
What is that now?
EdHR will help you hire the best teacher for your school. So you can just sign up to that.
Wanted top tier teachers for your school? Sign up with EdHR now and unlock a world of talent. Hire the best that inspire greatness. Transform your school today.
That's interesting. I think it will make my job much easier, and every principal should use that.
Right.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the panel discussion. With that, my next question is to Dr. IMTTI. So, speaking about cultural and societal norms, so what are the norms that around physical activities influence how outdoor play is valued or practiced?
Okay, we talk about any culture. Okay, everyone appreciates physical activity. There's no one who would say in India or across the globe that no, we would restrict children in four walls and bench and table. So that's the blessing. I don't think we have to worry about it. Yes, there are certain certain places where they would say, okay, we would want only girls to play, we want
Yes.
only boys to play. So that sensitivity is there in all educators, as much as I understand. That they know, okay, like if you're talking about kabaddi or you're talking about certain games which is more like boxing, we know that okay, we're not going to have a girl and a boy, or probably have them if they are of the similar strength and weight.
Gender bias.
Right. So little bit is there, but then I'm sure we are all sensitive enough to handle it with care and look for the welfare of the child.
Yeah, so with that, I have one question to Ms. Archana. Speaking about the barriers, so what are the significant barriers that are preventing children from engaging in outdoor play, and how can we overcome them?
The first thing I would like to say is the myth saying that the outdoor play has to be done only on the weekends for the working parents. They say that, okay, I mean, we will go to play in the park in the coming weekend. Okay, I will take you to the park, we will play there, and they make sure that the child sits in the home either finishing homework or so I feel that it should not happen. Okay, and also we have to educate parents that play should be like a routine. Every day, 60 minutes of play is what needed for the child to have a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so if you have a barriers like we will play only in the weekend, we will do only this time, this particular time, or I have even seen parents creating a play zone and asking child to play only with that, a particular toys. Okay, they feel, they proudly say that we have created a play zone for our kids where they are having only one slide. So just imagine every day we are walking from one distance to the other. Every day for 3 kilometers we are walking. So every day if we are practicing the same thing, it is not going to benefit. Our body will get adjusted to that. Okay, there is no more growth is happening. So I suggest there should not be a particular way for any child to play. You should allow the child to explore. You should allow the child to imagine. You should allow the child to actually talk what they want to play. Allow the child to plan. Okay,
Yes.
see, though this all will happen only when the child is exposed to outdoor play. They mingle with their own age group, or maybe sometimes mixed age group. They learn language, they learn negotiation skills, they
Yes.
learn so many skills that sitting indoor they cannot.
Yes.
Okay, and also playing only on the weekend also will not help when parents are free. Okay, so I suggest parents to at least understand the skills that the child is developing during outdoor play. So try to include that in the everyday activities. Give the child lot of experiences when they go for outdoor play and start playing with the other kids. They have experiences to share in the
Yes.
form of a story.
Correct.
Okay, that will build their confidence. Okay, so that all will help the child when they go for outdoor play. Sitting inside and having only the so that will definitely will not help. And of course, the many of them feel that outdoor play is the only thing where the child has to have a huge place to play.
Yes.
Okay, like that. So that all is the the parents. There are the barriers I feel, which is not allowing the child to go and explore.
Very true. So to add that, yes, we're discussing about the barriers, but the simplest thing is rhythmic games. Today, Google is our god.
Yes.
So if parents can just Google rhythmic games, at
Yes.
home only you can give anything, a scarf or
Correct.
a dandiya stick or a paper
Yeah.
roll or
Yes.
object just can be a rain stick created
Yes.
from empty boxes, tins,
Yes.
and put on music where the stages of development can be observed. The child is moving the body, child is moving part of the body, child is moving whole body, child is moving the whole body with an object in the hand, and you can see the child is moving on a steady beat.
Yes.
So there are different stages which can be observed by a parent, and then say that yes, my child is developing physical strength.
And also, to add on, outdoor play is all about developing how to cross the obstacles, how to
Correct, yeah.
develop the confidence, how to plan, how to have the problem solving skills, all these things. So suppose there are situations when parents cannot take kids out because they are really tired, okay, they don't have time to take, but still they can have those skills developed in kids. Okay, so by giving, for a simple example, having a pillow fight.
Yes.
Okay, in a particular place where the child is understanding how to move. If I
Yes.
move little further, I may fall. The child is, the child body is understanding how to move, where to move, how much to move. Okay, all this matters. Okay, also give them a play kind where the child is just playing with one balloon.
Correct.
We have seen this is giving a lot of body movement to the child. It's not always necessary to take outdoor only for developing certain skills. So that all can be done at the sitting at home also. But that doesn't mean that everything has to be done in home only.
Correct.
Okay, so there should be a routine where okay, these days we'll go out, but some days we can do the same activities at home also. Sometimes you can ask the child only to plan and have a game ready for the whole family. Okay, like that their emotions are being addressed. Okay, when they are playing with family, that is also a team game only, where they are
Yes.
developing many skills, they are interacting, their language is developing, so many things. So playing only outdoor, it doesn't mean that we have to go in search of a playground or particular games like cricket, football or something. It's not necessary according to me.
And Pallavi, to add to another barrier,
Yes.
what I actually feel is like, as you all said, like, outdoor opportunities are given. But these days, what I always see is like, the swings have been replaced by our screens.
Yes.
And the giggles are being lost.
Yes.
And it's all overtaken by the gadgets.
Yes.
So that's one thing, So no matter what opportunity that you create, no matter the parent is willing to be there, the children are never given such an exposure that they have to be bounded, they have to get involved. That thing is not there. The socialization, the way that they are interacting with the other colleagues, how it is happening at schools is not happening at home. No matter how much the parent is also contributing. That is something that I have seen very lately, maybe a decade later onwards is what I have seen more. Apart from that, there's so much of academic pressure.
Yes.
Not only in schools, but again, once they are back from schools, they have this co-curricular activities and other things. There's a lot of academic pressure. So I can also say that, even keeping all that will, But many of them are willing to put the children to go and play, right? So there's a lot of pressure on that.
Yes.
And again, urban planning is not that great. We don't have good parks. So that is also one of the barrier. I could feel like, no matter we are willing, we want to do our best, but still there's certain things which are just like, keeping us very tight.
And one more thing to add, the most mothers feel that whether the place is hygiene or not. Before leaving the kid outdoors, they feel that what if my child fall? What if they get hurt? Okay, what if they fall sick? All these things, yes, infections.
Yes.
Okay, but they, for their understanding, they don't understand that it is important to play outside because it will help them develop many skills, and also they will develop immunity also.
Yes.
They will not fall sick. If the child
Allergies
is,
and things.
yes, if they are playing outside regularly, they will not fall sick often because the body is adjusting to the environment around them.
Yes.
If they sit in home, definitely there are chances of falling sick more.
Yes.
Because the body's health is getting affected.
Yes, but then I have one added question to all three of you, being founders and being stakeholders of preschools. Are you creating any awareness programs or workshops for children, for parents to combat these barriers, or you may at least you make sure that kids have certain dedicated time to these activities?
Yes, whenever we have an open house, we always make one-line taglines like, we don't want the delicate moms and dads. We want somebody who can actually adapt to what is actually going on. Everybody is working for the well-being of a child. And no teacher is going to go against, doing something worse for the child, right?
Yes.
If we are saying that the outdoor play is very essential, the teacher would have checked multiple number of times. Is it safe? Is it hygienic? Is it clean? The trust, what they have to have it on another educator, something which is very important. No matter how many times you do that deliverable transfers too, they still have that doubt. I totally understand because everybody has one child.
Yes.
Most of them have a single child and very few of them have two children. And they mean the entire world to them. Obviously that is there. But it is also important for us, we keep everything in place and we also make sure that it is 100% hygienic. The environment is very safe to the child so that, there are less chances of giving you reasons for anything like, the environment is not very safe. When they come into your environment itself, they get that sense of, likable thing that, this is the place that my child is going to be safe. And who's the next thing? It's your educators. They want to interact with teachers, they want to see, are they equally knowledgeable? Can they really take care of my child? Just like me, if the parent gets that kind of a trust, they will be with you. That reassurance is something that you need to build. You give them something and keep reassuring, yes, it's going to be the best for your child. And give the best. They will keep coming back to you.
That's great, ma'am.
To add on, yes, definitely we will be helping parents to understand how the benefits of play through many activities. And I personally believe that parents are our partners in helping the child grow holistically. Okay, so in each activity that we are doing, I have a habit of posting something related to the development, that skills that the child is developing, so that parents are aware why we are doing that activity.
Exactly.
Okay, how it is going to benefit the child. And suppose if they want to have the same activity at home, they can also observe the growth. This will become, this definitely helps them when they come for teacher-parent meeting. They know that whatever we are talking, we have a meaning to it. Otherwise, it will become just a conversation where without any meaning. And so we will be having many activities with parents, which will definitely help them to understand.
That's great.
We have Mom and Me program, then we have rhythmic games where we invite parents and parents participate. They do things with us where they can get to know what can be done at home. At the same time, we have live CCTV access. So they see that what is done in the school to develop their physical strength and understanding of space, which I spoke about earlier.
Yes.
So there's nothing hidden. At the same time, see, they are educated parents nowadays. It's not that they don't know. It's just that they just need a little nudge. They need a community to work because they are from nuclear families, single child at home. as she said. So when they are allowed to meet outside, when they come to pick up, I just watch them, and there are some mothers who want to talk to each other, and I'm so glad that that bonding is happening. We are creating a community for children and for parents.
Yes.
And that's when they meet over weekends, or they meeting during birthday parties, or generally meeting in the evenings, going to the park, playing with their own toys, getting their own thing, and that's when so that environment is created for parents to exchange ideas.
True.
Yeah, and rhythmic games.
Yeah, that's great answers from all three of you. So with that, my next question is to Ms. Divya Madhukar again. So looking for the future, how do you see the role of outdoor play evolving with advancement in technology and changes in societal attitudes towards physical education?
Okay, so I think yes, as days pass by, months and years pass by, yes, technology is going to take a lot of toll, and for good, right? So it's like, how best that we could actually engage and involve and integrate that into our physical fitness exercises that you actually said. It's a huge challenge. Now in case, suppose in case it's not, which has not come very new now. Like if you go back, when I had my son going to preschool, I think that was in early 2015 or 13, 12, I don't remember the years. That was the time where this Pokemon came in, augmented reality, which was integrated, and I was not very much aware about that particular game. Yes. So my elder one had actually taught him about that, and I could see him running around wherever he would want to. Yes. There was so much of movement. I had never seen any toddler run around so much. That kind of games. It's again as an integrated play where we had augmented reality being integrated into it. We saw how motion pictures could actually get enabled into it. It had a lot of joy. Children could actually have it. They had those points of encouragement. They would collect certain points, and children were also learning new vocabulary onto it. But if certain things like that are being integrated into certain things, you can actually do that. It's not new. There are many schools, be it in Japan, be it in Finland, there are many schools which have made their playgrounds smarter playgrounds. Every step that the children are taking it up, I think they are generating power out of that. And even many of the schools have even now asked students to actually wear a fitness band. They're actually checking on the fit count, and every class is being rewarded every month, based upon the number of steps that they're actually taking. And we are also like moving towards the betterment of it, just to make sure like how well that we could actually integrate the well-going of the technology into it. We can't leave it behind. The only thing is like how well it can be integrated with.
That's a very great answer and a great analogy related to the games.
The game one. That's actually is still in my mind, very fresh.
Yes, that's a great answer, ma'am. So with that, my next question is to Ms. Archana again. So what are 3 practical steps that parents, caregivers or educators take to ensure children get enough outdoor play and physical activities?
As I said earlier, they have to have a note of what benefits the child is getting through play. That will help them to design their day. Okay, that will definitely help them not to give excuses like I'm tired, I can't take you out and all. You can include the child in many activities which will help them in developing certain skills. Of course, outdoor is something which will give more exposure to the child, but there are situations when the child need to stay at home. Okay, that time also it is possible. So there is no need to give excuses. So you can stop giving excuses saying that I'm tired, I can't do. Even by sitting, if you're tired, sit in your place, but you make sure that the child is moving.
Correct.
Okay, you can ask them to bring something from the stairs. Go get it, or you can give them some play activities. Or even if you feel that the child is more into screen, put something like she said, games, which will help the child again to keep moving.
Yes.
Outdoor is all about, the outdoor play is all about, keeping oneself moving. And through movement, the child is learning and developing. Okay, so giving that opportunities will definitely help the child to have a better childhood. And also, the more the playtime, the more experiences, and the child will remember the childhood.
Yes, it's all about creating
Yes,
memories.
creating
How you
memories.
feel at that
When you
particular
grow,
time.
you should have memories to share.
Yes.
Definitely, that
Yes.
matters. So give those memories to the child. Even though you are tired, you can give that environment to the child where they can grow.
Yes, that's the great answer that I've got. So my last question is to Dr. Ami Desai. So how can local governments and communities support outdoor play through public spaces, parks and recreational areas?
So we are blessed. We are in Bangalore, right? So there's so many parks, and many parks have separate play areas for
Yes.
young children, and their gym equipments, and
Yes.
there's walking tracks. So
Yes.
yes, government has been doing well, and they should keep continuing. And there are many MNCs which are supporting this cause,
Yes.
where they are maintaining it. See, doing it is one time, and then maintaining is a big
Yes.
task, which is ongoing. And I am thankful to all the MNCs. I don't want to name anyone, but there's so many of them. If you are hearing us, from all the educators and parents, we would like to thank you. That yes, you are maintaining it, and
Yes.
that is the best part, where children need to go out, because if
Yes.
they are in an apartment or in a house where they don't have enough space. Right? When
Yes.
if you go to a rural area, we had huge spaces, right?
Yes.
The farms, and
Yes.
there were fields, and they were running all over. We had so many children who would stay. They are in what do you say?
Outdoors.
Grandparents' house
Yes.
during younger, like when they were born, and 2.5, then they come here. It's so difficult to get them to sit in a class.
Yes.
You can't, confine them there. So we
Yeah.
say, okay, let's go out for a while, then come back. But they're like, what is this? We want to climb the trees. We want to go play with the streams.
Yes.
We want to have fun. So yes, government is doing well. MNCs are supporting. So
Yes.
we are blessed here.
Yes.
Across India, it's tough. But as I said, certain rural places, there are huge areas, grounds.
So a lot of metropolitan cities are not like Bangalore. They are
Yes.
not having as much as parks as Bangalore is having now. So I guess it's important to have
Yes.
that collaboration with local bodies.
Yes.
To
But when you have Delhi or when you have Mumbai, they have grounds.
Okay.
And then they have these government, agencies who are supporting them for the sports. So there are places. The government has been doing quite a bit. I wouldn't deny on that.
And as Ms. Divya told earlier, unstructured play is what is going to benefit them more.
Yes.
So more structured areas also will affect the kids, is what I feel, because everything is planned.
Yes.
There is no need for the child to plan anything. Okay, but only one thing I can see the growth is the social development is taking place, because in malls and all, when they go, they don't hesitate to interact with the stranger. They
Correct,
talk like that. They are growing, but yes, again there is a structure there.
Yes. My
But,
closing
yeah.
question is
Yes.
related to that.
And unstructured play is what we have to look for, because that will definitely help the child in more, and it will benefit more.
Yeah, that's great. So with that, we have come to the conclusion of this panel discussion. So my one last question to all three of you is that what I have understood with this panel discussion and your thoughts is that playing outside is not just for physical development or motor skills. It's also, there's a lot of social activities that's happening with the child. So these days we see a lot of social awkwardness, social anxieties among children. So how do you think that outdoor activity can, bring this all, bring these complexities, take a back seat on the child? Because no child is able, these days a lot of children, parents themselves will come and no, he's having a social anxiety, he is not as confident as he should be or she should be. So speech is, a lot of them take their children to speech therapists, a lot of therapies out there, or sometimes parents come with, he's having ADHD problem without knowing what is that. So with all these complexities and mental health issues, they all are growing. So how does playground and these outdoor activities help child to mitigate these things and in common? So
Yeah, first of all, when you say play, it's just not about going and playing. If there are a set of students or children going and playing, there are certain set of students or children who are watching the others play. These are like onlookers. That is also considered to be a play. The child is being happy or looking at others play.
Yes.
But many of them, they don't consider that as a play. They might say that, my child is not getting involved into the play, or no matter what I push or how much hard I try, they're not able to do that. Maybe slowly, if they are actually looking at the others, they would be able to do that. As she was also telling about multi-aging,
Yes.
multi-age grouping, children actually look at others and they get that confidence, and then they would be able to do that. Day one, maybe they're not very good in climbing a ladder, sliding it down. Maybe after day 3, day 4, they would be able to work on that particular thing. So patience is something that even we as adults, we need to hold on to it, and we should not be pushing too much to the children also. Somebody is the body is allowing them to, have a great motor ability. That doesn't mean that another child would be equally the same.
Yes.
Right? So they have to know about what is the potential caliber of that individual as well. Is he really skilled to actually get that kind of an amount of an energy and enthusiasm, zeal to play? See, we don't need to motivate everybody. Motivation, you cannot fill it just like that. And you cannot give that opportunity to everybody as well. But if given an opportunity, how much a child can take is what the child will be able to take it. And as adults, we need to understand that. And let our children be kids. Let them enjoy their childhood. Let them play, no matter what it is. Sitting and playing, climbing and playing, jumping all around. Let them be themselves. That's more important.
And I would like to add to that, whenever the child behavior also depends on what are the previous experiences that the child has.
Yes.
Okay. For example, one child is sitting and observing others. We may feel that the child is observing and they may learn through that. But there is maybe a fear associated with it. Okay. The fear, like the mother, even though she knows that the toy is made for child and it is safe, but still mother says that be careful with the toy, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are already creating the stress in child. Okay?
Yes.
They are hesitant to go and explore the toy. They feel that maybe it not be safe for me. So that's how the onlooker will be. So they will be seeing first, they are seeing the situation, they get the confidence, okay, the child who is playing with the toy is safe, they are enjoying, now it is okay for me to explore.
Correct.
That also happens. So we as an adult, we should make sure that before letting the child to play, don't create the stress in them by giving unwanted things like be careful, don't go there, you have to play with them only. All these things will make the child not to explore. They become more they sit in a place, they start, at that time also you start saying that my child is stubborn, my child is shy. The labeling continues, but it will never stop. So first stop labeling the child and allow them to explore and grow, then only it is going to help the child. For any outdoor play, when you are letting the child, please leave them free without any thing putting in their mind initially, like you have to play with only these set of kids.
Correct.
Okay, that is not needed. Yourself is inducing so many things in kids' mind. So that is not needed is what according to me, and the behavior of the child depends on that. The child is running aimlessly because they don't know what needs to be done, where to go, what to do. When you give the child the opportunity and also help the child to understand the environment, give in a positive way so that the child understands.
Yeah, that's what we said, right?
Okay, in this I would like to say that there are learning difficulties and learning disabilities. Assessments are very important. So any school or any parent needs to observe their child for 6 months. Give a learning environment at home, at school, peer learning, neighborhood. And then if there is a need for assessment, we need to go for an assessment. And then definitely there are therapies. And outdoor play is also a therapy. The equipment, certain exercises are very important. So it's not about isolating a child with ADHD or ADD. Having him or her in the system, allowing her to explore and learn at her pace. Let her observe, as they all said, that free play is important, observation is important, creating environment is important, safe environment is important. At the same time, understanding that yes, this child needs this time, this much of time. And whenever a teacher is sensitive to it, the learning is fast.
Correct.
The child develops and gets into developing speech, getting into behavior which is desirable. There are so many children who, for various reasons, have anxiety issues.
Yes.
And moment you give them a ball, just a simple ball,
Yes.
they settle down.
Yes.
So that sensitivity in an educator, facilitator, teachers, grandparents, parents is important. As a whole, as a society, we have to accept children the way they are.
That's wonderful, ma'am.
And
Yeah.
to add on to that, I just want to give a note to the teachers that outdoor play is not just taking them to the park or to the play area. It can be sometimes outside the classroom also,
Yeah.
where the change of place
Yes.
make a lot of difference to the child's learning. Keeping them long time, making them sitting in a classroom for 3 hours is not going to help them in any way. So make sure that you have outdoor means a proper transition so that it is going to benefit the future.
Yeah, that's wonderful, ma'am. With that, we have come to the end of this panel discussion. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our panelists. Thank you for sharing your valuable inputs and thoughts on the topic. We look forward to having many more panels like this. That's all for today's engaging panel discussion. Feel free to ask us any questions and we are happy to answer all of them. For more such videos, visit our website www.theENN.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe on this video. Thanks for tuning in. This is Pallavi Kulkarni. We'll see you next time.